Hello and welcome to Plutus Project-Based Learning 2023 from Gimbal Labs. Thank you for taking a look at this video, and thank you for participating in this course so far. I am so grateful for everybody here who's pushing themselves to learn new things, who's collaborating with other students to learn together, and for everyone who's helped build new systems at Gimbal Labs. For example, the way we do live coding. I really appreciate the engagement and the feedback from everyone, and I'm really excited for this inflection point in the course where we move from onboarding and building background knowledge and into specialization and contribution. This module serves as a halfway point in the course, and it is a project-based assessment. It's a bit different from the modules that have come before. And so that's what I'd like to cover in this video, to show you briefly how Module 204 is different from the previous ones, and just to give you a quick look at how it will serve as the prerequisite for the modules that come next. If we look at the PBL framework, we can see that so far there have been 100 and 200 level modules, onboarding and building background knowledge. And hopefully you've started to see some of the challenges of Cardano development. You've created your own development environment, and you've started to see some questions that interest you and will help drive our work forward. What's next as we begin to specialize and opportunities to contribute start to emerge is that this really becomes a collaborative course for all of us. And there's going to be less of a distinction between students and teachers moving forward. There are 2 new learning targets in this module. There's a lot I'd like to say about these learning targets, but that would kind of go against the principles of project-based learning. So for now, I'll just introduce these ideas. In this module, you will deploy your own instance of a Plutus script with custom parameters, and you will contribute to a headless, decentralized application. The best way to learn these concepts is by experimenting with them for yourself. And that's exactly what we seek to support you to do in this project. At each of the steps along the way, you'll be reviewing learning targets that we've covered earlier in this course. And you'll see all 6 of these learning targets highlighted. But you might notice some connections to other learning targets as well. Pay attention for those. So how is this module different? First of all, less help is provided. When you look at each step in the course, you'll notice that there are no introduction videos provided. There's some documentation and an overview of what to do, and each step provides some links to some helpful resources or scripts. But it's really up to you to figure out how to complete each of these steps. And I'm excited to see how you build your own confidence and your own understanding with each of these concepts by working through this project. One of the reasons we provide less help is because getting stuck is probably the best way to learn new things. So here's what we suggest. Step 1, jump in, try something. If it turns out that a step is easy, that's great news. That means that you've mastered some essentials of this part or that part of Cardano development. But if you get stuck, that might be even more exciting. When you get stuck, make sure to review prior course lessons. Every learning target in modules 100 through 203 is accompanied by a lesson, and you can go back to any of these lessons to review the important concepts and help you complete this project. If you're still stuck, you can collaborate with other people or ask questions at live coding. And we're going to work together to help you get unstuck, because that cycle of getting stuck and getting unstuck is at the heart of project-based learning. And I know you already know this. All of us have had learning experiences in our lives that we will never forget. And when I think about those experiences in my own life, they all happened because there was something that I just had to figure out. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and it was hard, but then I had a breakthrough. We hope that that's the experience you'll have here, and by doing so, we can build enduring knowledge and understanding together. Once again, this project should help you to review what you've learned so far, see some new ideas in the context of a full stack project, and I hope that this project will introduce you to some new questions that will propel all of us forward in the second half of this course. As you work through the project, pay attention for these concepts. We're going to talk about all of them at live coding and in the 300 level modules to follow. In the first step of the project, you will compile a parameterized validator. In the second step of the project, you'll deploy a reference script. And throughout, we will be experimenting with the concepts of headless dApps and aggregation. As we work through the project, contribution really starts here. A lot of students have already been contributing in some of these ways by offering support to each other and organizing peer programming sessions. I'd also like to invite you to create your own visuals or walkthrough videos for different parts of this project. This is something that we could talk more about at live coding, and as we move into the 300 level, we will continue to extend this invitation for you to contribute both to the applications we're building and to the documentation and learning experiences that accompany them. Finally, at the end of this module, you'll find a link to the PPBL mid-course survey. To help our team prioritize, we'd like to know, what is it that you'd really like to do? What do you really want to learn about? What topics do you want to specialize in? And what would be some exciting projects for you to contribute to? Whether a project represents your own idea or to an open source project, for example, one of the ones we've seen earlier in this course. Moving forward, in order to be able to make a commitment to anything that follows, you must first complete this project. We have a collective goal as well because it only makes sense to deliver this course if it's relevant to you as a learner. And so we're going to hold briefly on releasing the 300 level modules for this course. And here's a little challenge for all of us to engage in together. Before we release the 300 level modules, we'd like to see a minimum of 12 students completing this project and 12 students completing the PPBL mid-course survey. Project completion shows us that students have built up enough background knowledge to jump into some deeper concepts, and the survey helps us make sure that the course is relevant to what you really want to learn. I assume that you'll have questions about any and all of this, and I'm excited to get together at live coding or to hear your questions on Gimbal Labs Discord, or to keep building additional systems that can help all of us make sure that we're aligned on the projects we want to work on and what we want to learn about Cardano development. So, one last time, what's the best way to do this project? Jump in, try some things, get stuck, review prior lessons, collaborate with each other and ask questions, and get unstuck. If we all cultivate this process together, I'm really excited to see what we can build next. Thank you as always for being here, and see you soon.